Today we're going to look at the default settings for our ML students, which are centrally coded here at the CRC. Let's start with ELA. We're currently in a publicly available grade 3 through 5 ELA training test, and we're going to talk first about the CAT. Please notice the text-to-speech button. This is a location that changed for the 23-24 school year. When we click on the text-to-speech button, we are presented with two choices: Speak Question and Speak Option. Speak Question says the whole question, including the answer choices, aloud.
This question has two parts. First, answer part A, then, answer part B. Part A. Which statement about the boys is supported by the passage? A. The boys did not share the work equally.
To stop the speaking, simply click the speaker button again and click Stop Speaking. The other text-to-speech option that students have is to open up the text-to-speech button and select Speak Option. In this case, you click Speak Option and then select the option you wish to hear.
A. The boys did not share the work equally.
The playing will stop after reading that option aloud, and you can select other options to listen to. Notice that there's no speaker button here above the passage. Remember, the ELA CAT is the reading test, and ML students will not be able to have the passage read aloud to them. We are now in an ELA practice performance task, also publicly available and safe to discuss. Notice the text-to-speech button in the same location over the items with just Speak Question. Remember, the text-to-speech button will reflect what kind of question is beneath it. This question does not have answer options, so it doesn't read that way. Other questions don't have answer options at all. Notice that because we are in an ELA performance task, there's also a button for text-to-speech over the passage. Because for the performance task, ML students are able to have the stimuli or passage read aloud to them.
Student directions. Astronauts informational performance task. Task. Your class has been learning about different types of jobs to prepare for.
Just like your other text-to-speech button, you can click Stop once the reading has begun. And just like text-to-speech, in the entire system for SBA and WCAS, there is no pause option. So if a student listens to half of this stimuli and then needs to stop, they will not be able to pause and restart from where they stopped. They will have to start over again. Another text-to-speech option available to ML students is to have the student response read back to them. Notice that I have typed a sentence in the box, and now I'm going to click the text-to-speech button above the text answer box.
I like ice cream.
Very straightforward, but notice there is no stop. So if a student does write a lengthy piece of writing, they will have to listen to the whole thing. Please note that in order to click the next button, you must have all text-to-speech in stopped status. If the computer is still reading, students will not be able to click next. Let's move on and look at math. Notice that for math and science tests, we get both text-to-speech buttons, the passages or stimuli, as well as the items. These buttons function identically to how they function on the ELA PT. As we look at our student screen, we see that some words have gray lines around them, the top and below. Words like bottles, when you hover over them, light up blue and say look up word. If we click on bottles, we can see an illustration of what bottles look like. This is the illustration glossary, which is active for all ML students taking our math test. We also see a Spanish glossary tab. When we click on the Spanish glossary tab, you see a translation of the word bottles. Note the text-to-speech button below bottles. Students can hear that translation as many times as they need to. This box can be resized and also drug around the screen. Let's close that box. Let's scroll down in our Math PT. Here we see an explain your thought question. Of course, we have some glossary terms in here. We also have an open text box. In this open text box, we have all the normal tools that we would use in a text box, including spell check, symbols, bullets and numbers, all kinds of things. But we also see we have a text-to-speech button.
I like ice cream.
In its new location. Science operates in a nearly identical way to math. The only difference is the illustration glossary. The science test will not have an illustration glossary available.